ভজ গৌরাঙ্গ কহ গৌরাঙ্গ লহ গৌরাঙ্গের নাম রে। যেই জনা গৌরাঙ্গ ভজে সে হয় আমার প্রাণ রে। যেই জনা গৌরাঙ্গ ভজে সে হয় আমার প্রাণ রে। সে
Hare Krishna.
হয় আমার
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, and welcome to today's session. How are you doing? I pray that all is well with you and your families at this time. So we'll start with the invocation. Vande Gurum Isya Bhaktam Isya Isya Avatarakam Tat Prakasham Tatat Shakti Sri Chaitanya Samyakam Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So we continue with our reading study of the teachings of Lord Chaitanya, which is a summary study of the Chaitanya Charitamrita. And we're moving on with the prologue as we chronologically discussing the biography of Lord Chaitanya in this part of the reading. So let's go on. We catch it from this line. He then resolved to be a citizen of the world by cutting off his connection with his particular family, caste, and creed, and with his resolution, he embraced the position of a sannyasi at Katwa under the guidance of Keshava Bharati of that town in the 24th year of his life. So we know with Lord Chaitanya, this is the significant moment when he took sannyas, and this was 24 years old. So in his life, these were the two main distinct: his birth, his time when he took sannyas, and then when he left at 48. So from that we work out the different chronology based on what Lord Chaitanya did. So let's read on. It says, his mother and his wife wept bitterly for his separation, but our hero, though soft in heart, was a strong person in his principles. He left his little world in his house for the unlimited spiritual world of Krishna with man in general. After his sannyas, he was induced to visit the house of Advaita Prabhu in Shantipur. Advaita managed to invite all of Mahaprabhu's friends and admirers from Nadia and brought Sachi Devi to see her son. So Shantipur is just 40 kilometers from here, from Mayapur. So when Mahaprabhu became a sannyasi, he could not go back home and visit home. So the neutral place was Advaita Acharya's house. And Advaita Acharya was the head of all the Vaishnavas. So it was a very nice neutral spot where Mahaprabhu could meet everyone and where he could even see his mother. So Prabhupada goes on. Both pleasure and pain invaded her heart when she saw her son in the attire of a sannyasi. As a sannyasi, Krishna Chaitanya put on nothing but a kopana and a bahivash, outer covering. His head was without hair, and his hands bore a danda, stick, and a kamandalu, hermit's pot. The holy son fell at the feet of his beloved mother and said, "Mother, the body is yours, and I must obey your orders. Permit me to go to Vrindavan for my spiritual attainments." So you can see, as a sannyasi, he has no obligation to family, society, anyone. But now he knows the pain that his mother is going through, and he's saying now, please you permit me. But he's just become a sannyasi, which means he has no family ties. So he's doing this because he understands the heart of his mother, and so that she will feel that okay, he's still connected to us. But in actual fact, he's completely detached from the material world, and he's living on the spiritual platform. So he goes on to say,
The mother, in consultation with Advaita and others, asked her son to reside in Puri, the town of Jagannath, so that she might obtain news from him now and then. Mahaprabhu agreed to that proposition and in a few days left Shantipur for Orissa. His biographers have described the journey of Krishna Chaitanya. That was the name he got after his sannyas. From Shantipur to Puri in great detail. He traveled along the side of the Bhagirathi as far as Chatrabhanga, situated in Tana Mathurapura, Diamond Harbour, 24 Paganas. There he took a boat and went as far as Prayag Ghat in the Midnapur district. Thence he walked through Balasur and Katak in Puri, seeing the temple of Bhuvaneshwara on his way. Upon his arrival at Puri, he saw Jagannath in the temple and resided with Sarvabhauma at the request of the latter.
So we can see he's reached Jagannath Puri, he's come through Balasur. These are very beautiful places. I had intentions to take devotees there because this is the place of Kirachor Gopinath. But the COVID came through and we weren't able to arrange those tours. But now he's come to Jagannath Puri, he's taking darshan of Lord Jagannath and he's met Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So we were discussing that there are 5 principal discussions that make up the teachings of Lord Chaitanya. So this is one of them, this discussion with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. We'll see the others as we go on.
Sarvabhauma was a gigantic Pandit of the day. His reading knew no bounds. He was the best Nyayaka of the times and was known as the most erudite scholar in Vedanta philosophy of the school of Sankaracharya. He was born in Nadia, Vidyanagar, and taught innumerable pupils in the Nyaya philosophy in his Tola there. He had left for Puri some time before the birth of Nimai Pandit. His brother-in-law Gopinath Misra introduced our new sannyasi to Sarvabhauma, who was astonished at the personal beauty and feared that it would be difficult for the young man to maintain sannyas dharma during the long run of his life.
So this Gopinath Misra, he knew because it's the same area, Nadia area that Sarvabhauma was born. But he was born way before Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya wasn't even born at that time when he had come this way. So he's an elderly senior man. So they introduced, he's also from the same area, Nadia. You know how it is when you meet people. When you meet people, they wanted to find, where are you from? Oh yeah, no, I got a cousin there. So we somehow connect somebody or something to say, no, we all related, we family. Yeah, no, I got my kaka's kaki is there. We don't know what happened to the car keys now, but that time there was some car keys was there, but now we don't know what happened to the car keys. Anyway, that family connection was strong at that time. But when he saw Lord Chaitanya, the beauty of Lord Chaitanya, because remember, this is Radha Krishna Nayanya. He has the beauty and the complexion of Srimati Radharani. So he's a very attractive person. So he was thinking as a sannyasi now he's going to have problems like this, So at the first sight he was thinking, how can a handsome young man like this take sannyas? So he was concerned about his welfare.
So he goes on to say, Gopinath, who had known Mahaprabhu from Nadia, had a great reverence for him and declared that the sannyasi was not a common human being.
So one should understand that somebody who's a sannyasi is not an ordinary man. For one to take those kind of vows and live within this world, he cannot be an ordinary person. That is why society and tradition would bow down whenever they would see a sannyasi. because not to bow down to a man, but to respect that God is so powerful that He can make a man like this and live like this. God is so that this person is like this because of God, because of Krishna. So how powerful is Krishna? So that respect is given to the sannyas order. So we should remember that whenever we see a sannyasi, we should offer our obeisances, pranams. That is only for our own benefit, because he'll only bless. And if such a person blesses, then can you imagine whatever bad or inauspicious is going on in your life will be nullified. And he'll only create good fortune for you. So remember this point of respect for a sannyasi.
So he goes on to say, on this point, Gopinath and Sarvabhauma had a lot of discussion. Sarvabhauma then requested Mahaprabhu to hear his recitation of the Vedanta Sutras, to which the latter tacitly submitted. Chaitanya heard with silence what the great Sarvabhauma uttered with gravity for 7 days, at the end of which the latter said, Krishna Chaitanya, I think you do not understand the Vedanta, as you do not say anything after hearing my recitation and explanations. The reply of Chaitanya was that he understood the sutras very well, but could not make out what Sankaracharya meant by his commentaries.
So this is very important to get the proper commentaries. Therefore we accept commentaries only in disciplic succession. If it's not in disciplic succession, then it's not authorized, it's not bona fide. Anybody can write a commentary, but he must be in disciplic succession. Evam parampara praptam imam raja sayo vidu sa kalena mahatas yoga nasta parantapa. Arjun 4.2 Gita. Krishna is saying that this parampara line is started by me, and only through this line now the authorized knowledge is coming. Otherwise, one can write what they like, that's fine, but don't cheat and mislead innocent people. If you want the authorized, that's why Prabhupada took the liberty of writing Bhagavad Gita as it is. This as it is defines this point that it's coming in parampara line. It's very important.
He goes on to say, astonished at this, Sarvabhauma said, how is it that you understand the meaning of the sutras, but do not understand the commentaries which explain the sutras? All well. If you understand the sutras, please let me have your interpretations. Mahaprabhu thereupon explained all the sutras in his own way, without touching the pantheistic commentary of Sankara.
Pantheism means that this oneness, that everything is one, all the nature, God, you, everything is God. Mayavad. This is Mayavad philosophy. This is why, so we were teasing the last time that devotees, that they are so sincere, but they offend the Lord by their prayers. Because how do you say, Krishna, you're a cloud, you're black like the cloud, you this, you that? It's all material comparisons, which is a limitation to the real prowess of God. But He is accepting your intention. So we offend Krishna that way as devotees, but Mayavad, right from the beginning, Mayavadi apirada shunilo hoye sarvanash. That if you hear this Mayavad, this commentary is offensive. And it not only offends, it completely denies God. It makes you God. You are spiritual, you are God. But we know by nature, we've been discussing that we are equal to God in quality, never in quantity. He is unlimited. We have our limitation. Just see, aren't we limited? We have so much of limitation here. So how can we be God? And if we are God, then what is the power that has covered us over? They can't explain that. That means that power is superior to us. That means that must be another God. Now we got big problems there. So all these things make it very complicated. Our real position, as Chaitanya has described, Dasa Dasa Anudasa, Jivera Surupahoy, Krishnera Nitya Das, Jiver Tatasta Shakti, Veda Ved Prakash. It is one and different from the Lord, but it is the servant of Krishna.
So he goes on to say, the keen understanding of Sarvabhauma saw the truth, beauty and harmony of the arguments in the explanations given by Chaitanya and obliged him to utter that it was the first time he had found one who could explain the Brahma Sutras in such a simple manner. He also admitted that the commentaries of Shankara never gave such natural explanations of the Vedanta Sutra as those who had obtained from Mahaprabhu. Sarvabhauma then submitted himself as an advocate and follower. In a few days, he turned out to be one of the best Vaishnavas of the time. When reports of this came out, the whole of Orissa sang the praises of Krishna Chaitanya, and hundreds came to him and became his followers. In the meantime, Mahaprabhu of visiting southern India, and he started with one Krishnadas Brahmana for the journey. His biographers have given us details of the journey. He first went to Kurukshetra, where he did a miracle by curing a leper named Vasudev.
So this journey of Mahaprabhu, I was so inspired when I read this, that we arranged a tour in 2018 of 80 devotees. We took to South India and we followed in the footsteps of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu using the Chaitanya Charitamrita right through his South India tour. We started from Vishakhapatnam and we came all the way right down. 4,000 kilometers we covered in 26 days. And those 80 devotees who came with us were, I think, one of the only few devotees that ever did the whole tour of South India of Lord Chaitanya, following in the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya and places that he visited. It was a very, very special journey. So blessings to you all there who came with us, that you're very special. You got the mercy of Lord Chaitanya to visit all these places, including Ahovalam at that time. So we'll stop here. Please join us again tomorrow. Hare Krishna.